When the multiplication doubles are learned really, really well, it's time for lesson 2. We don't want to shortcut any of the classes. So each time your child is able to move on to the next step, the previous step has to really, really be learned well. And we have to keep on going back to the original problems that we had in order to review, to keep the child current with it and make sure that your child is incorporating all of those answers into his or her repertoire. But now that the doubles are learned, lesson 2, I go for the 9's. Most of the time in textbooks, they will go with the lower numbers first. The 9's has such a neat trick to it anyway. It's a great pattern. And the student doesn't think that he or she's able to cope with the 9's. Oh my gosh, that's going to be way too hard. I won't be able to handle that. And then they find out that the 9's are pretty easy, and again, another shot of confidence for that child. So this is what lesson 2 would look like. I'm going to write the answers to the 9's on the sheet of paper that your child is going to use for pointing. For our purposes, I'll be using my whiteboard. So we're going to need, here are the answers to the 9's, and then I usually point out to the child, if I was to look at just the ones column in these numbers, tell me what they are. And your child would say 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're understanding the pattern. I said, great. Now let's look at the tens column and tell me what the numbers are. Well, this would be a 0 if it were. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I say, and if 10 times 9 is 90, I'm back to the 9 again, 8, 9. So, whoa, that's kind of interesting. And then I'll say to them, do you notice this pattern? Look at those two answers. How about these two answers? These two answers? How about these two answers? And the child is usually astounded to realize that we have the reverse patterns on this. The next thing I will point out is if you added the digits of these numbers, what would you get? What's 1 plus 8? 9. What's 2 plus 7? 9. 3 plus 6? 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. When we're multiplying by 9's, all of the answers are going to add up to 9. Remember how there were only 2 answers in the 60s? It was 63 and 64. Well, only one of those answers adds up to 9. So if your child got concerned, which was the one that was the 60s, which one it would be this one, because the digits add up to the 9. Okay, so now when we go to flip cards, let's say our card is, I'll put out a 9, first of all, on the table. Let me find one here. Here's a 9. So everything now is going to be multiplied by the 9's.